Good evening. Welcome back to the open session of the North Andover School Committee meeting. Sorry, we are coming back a little late from our executive session. Please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty. You okay there, Mrs. Sams?
Nothing to see here.
Do we need to learn how to do a chair? First up is our consent agenda, minutes from May 12th. Mr. Brown,
Yes, hello.
was this town meeting minutes?
May 12th is town meeting minutes, and May 14th, there's regular meeting minutes.
Oh, yes.
So I believe, I've definitely checked them both.
Mhm.
Michelle made some last-second quick corrections to May 12th because she had me both making the motion and seconding it, which that can't be, but I think she's corrected that.
Yep.
And so they are reviewed and ready for the committee to vote.
Great. I'll take a motion.
I move that we accept the May 12th and May 14th school committee minutes.
Thank
I
you.
will second that.
Thank you, sir. Give everyone just a moment. Mr. Moskovich?
Yes.
Mrs. Sams?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mrs. Cormier?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Student Communications 1, Student Representative Report. Hi.
Hi.
How are you, Han?
Good, how are you?
We are great.
Senior member of
Actually,
the
not yet. Still a junior.
Well, but I mean,
Oh, senior among the three.
senior leader.
Yeah.
We have some new friends with us tonight. Welcome, Aina and Shri. How are you?
We're good, how are you?
We're doing great. I'm Mr. Hicks, Mrs. Cormier, Mrs. Sams, Mr. Moskovich, and Mr. Brown, and Superintendent, Assistant Superintendent, and Financial Whiz, Mrs. Dowd. We are so excited to have you here and to be representing the students of North Andover at our meetings. This past year, the students did a really great job of not only sharing updates about what's happening, but also when it came time for us to talk about things that directly impact students, for bringing student perspectives to us, and we really value that. So our challenge to you is, when necessary, do that. Share. Like, you get to, when we have presentations, you get to ask questions. You get to make comments too. You're a part of this conversation. So we do love hearing the first part, though, of like what's all happening, because it keeps us connected. But then participate in the conversations, because that's how we know we're doing the things that are best for everybody. So can you take a moment to introduce yourselves, and then we'll go right into your normal report?
Sure, I can go. Do you want me to press the button?
Nope, just
Nope.
make sure you're talking into it. Pressing the
Okay.
button will actually turn it off.
My name's Ana Raya. I'm an upcoming junior, so I'm a sophomore right now. I'm excited to be a part of this new committee, and I like to play volleyball in my free time, so yes.
Hi, my name is Shri, and I am a rising junior as well. I'm a sophomore right now, and I am part of all of the arts programs. I would say band, choir, and theater at the high school.
Fantastic.
Great, welcome.
So I guess I'll just go into our report. There was a lot of elementary field days where many high schoolers volunteered. I was able to volunteer at the Franklin one, so a lot of the kids had fun. A lot of the volunteers had fun as well. And it's the seniors' final in last week, so they had a lot of events. They had their boat cruise, they went to Apex Entertainment, they had scholarship night, and a little note on that from both the principal, Ms. Holman, and parents was a lot of feedback on how powerful it was. It was very moving and inspiring. They had their senior prom, and then awards day was today, and they'll have graduation tomorrow, as well as Support Our Seniors, or SOS. There's a link on Ms. Holman's principal update to volunteer for that as well. And
Han, can I interrupt you for just a moment?
yeah.
So to all the undergrad parents out there, so as Han just mentioned, all of our seniors get to go to an all-night party at the school. They are still in need of parent volunteers. This is very important to support all of our seniors and their chance to have a safe and fun party that the community puts together. please, 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 undergrad parents, they try not to have the senior parents do it, so they kindly get a night off. Please go ahead and sign up.
Plus, the kids don't want their parents
Plus, the kids
there.
don't want their parents there.
Plus, undergrad includes K through 11.
So
we can go pre-K through.
Oh, yeah,
11.
everybody.
Speaking of that, though, is so if someone's a parent, either their kids like mine or grown up and gone, or they're a parent of they don't have someone in the high school, where do they find that sign-up link? Do you know?
It's all over Facebook.
All over
It's
Facebook.
on
I
Facebook?
know it's on Facebook, and if anybody wants it, feel free to email me, and I can email it back out. But
Right.
it's in all
Or
of
call the
it.
superintendent's office and we'll sign you up.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt.
No worries. So our school newspaper, The Wall, has a lot of student journalism articles, which is really cool to check out. It's linked also in the principal update, and it's just a great way to kind of get connected to the school and bring that back because it's kind of fallen off after COVID a little bit. So we just want to promote The Wall, the school newspaper. And the library is going through some transformation where this corner is going to become a journalism communication center where there's going to be opportunity for broadcasting and podcasting and more. Additionally, June 10th is going to be freshman and sophomore class elections. So there are QR codes set up around the school to sign up for that, and students will elect their class board members.
Yes.
Okay.
We wanted to bring up how Stuco had their elections, and we wanted to congratulate everyone who got a position this year. The freshmen took the Bio MCAS, and they're taking it again tomorrow. Along with that, we have grades 9 through 11's finals week, the week of the 16th and the 22nd. Yes.
I also want to mention the band had its spring concert on the 18th, and the choir had its spring concert on the 28th with senior recognitions all over, and a really joyful event. And there was also NAMA Music Awards, North Andover Music Association Awards, recognizing underclassmen and seniors for their endeavors in music and arts. And club elections are also happening throughout many clubs and will be continuing throughout the end of the year.
That's all we have. So if you have any questions or, I don't know.
Do you know what the weather is for tomorrow night for graduation?
It's beautiful.
It's great.
It's gonna
Yeah,
be
I'm excited.
gorgeous.
Are you going?
Yeah, I'll do the.
You're the,
Oh,
what is
yes.
that called? The Grand
Grand
Marshal?
Marshal?
It's like class marshals. So basically, it's the junior class officers, and then I'm like student council president. So I just got joined in on that. Wasn't really part of the job description, but it's a little fun. No worries.
Are you one of the class officers for next year?
No, just the student council
Student
is what I'm
council
representing when I do that.
Yes, we just elected her the other day.
Congratulations.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you going to be the one walking with the?
She's right in the middle.
Oh, you're in the
Yep,
Oh.
leading,
Awesome.
leading the other lines. It's fun. I'm
Cool.
excited for tomorrow.
middle. Welcome, you guys.
Yeah,
Glad to have you.
We are excited to have you join us.
absolutely.
So what's the end of year spring vibe at the high school? Is it buzzing in the air?
Yes, a lot of fun stuff. I mean, the finals are a little bit of a switch up because that's keeping a lot of people focused. For me, that's a good thing. we can't
Okay.
be super fun yet, but still getting excited, especially with the warm weather.
Yes.
So.
Fantastic. Just a question on graduation. Where's our parking pass?
I was gonna ask that too.
Oh, they're downstairs.
They're downstairs,
So
okay.
we'll make sure we get them for you.
Okay.
They're right on the cabinet next to her desk.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Michelle.
We have not as much fun stuff to do later today. We're going to be talking about a wellness policy and some
Fun.
accounts and medications, and there's a new science curriculum that we're going to be implementing. I don't know if you heard the presentation last time or if you have any ideas, but if you want to stay around for that, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise,
Can we move that up for them, or is it already pretty early in the meeting?
It's
It'd
a
be a nice
second
thing
read.
It's just a second
for them
read.
to
It's a second read.
Yeah, it's not gonna be the full thing.
and we'll be there probably in 8 minutes.
Oh,
No, hang tight.
But you're more than welcome to stay or to go, as customary. Thank you so much for being here, and we look forward to spending the whole next year with you.
Thank you.
Moving on, public comment. I thought that's why you were here.
That's why you're here.
Yeah, but I thought it was later.
No, do it now.
Do now.
Oh, okay. It's later in the agenda.
I know, but you're gonna give your public comment so they can consider it later in the agenda.
Go through my whole thing.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. I didn't need to take your seat. I didn't stand there.
All right.
So, that was a great entrance.
Hi.
You have to say
all
who
right.
you are.
Who you are.
Yes. So
what you
Erin
do.
O'Loughlin, principal at Atkinson School.
Use the
And-
microphone. Sorry.
Okay. Should I start over? All right. Erin O'Loughlin, principal at Atkinson Elementary School, and I'm here to talk about the endorsement of, Nancy Jukins into the Educator Hall of Fame. You guys good for me to go through my whole thing? All right. So, it's my honor to enthusiastically recommend Nancy Jukins for induction into the North Andover Educator Hall of Fame. Nancy's impact on generations of students extends far beyond the classroom walls. Her dedication, creativity, and unwavering commitment to children have left a lasting legacy in our community. On a personal level, Nancy is the reason I chose a career in education. Ever since I was a student in her second grade classroom at Thompson School, I knew I wanted to become a teacher. She made school a place where learning was exciting, engaging, and fun. Her lessons captured students' imaginations, and she had a unique ability to make every child feel valued, capable, and important. The positive influence she had on me as a young student stayed with me throughout my life and ultimately inspired my own journey into education. Her impact was not limited to academic achievement. She fostered a love of learning, built strong relationships with students and families, and created a classroom environment where children felt safe, supported, and encouraged to take risks. Her kindness, patience, and enthusiasm set an example for both her students and her colleagues. The true measure of an educator's success is the lasting impact they have on others. And Nancy's influence continues to be felt decades later. I'm just one of many students whose lives were shaped by her dedication and passion for teaching. Her contributions to education and to the North Andover community make her exceptionally deserving of this recognition. I can think of no one more worthy of induction into the North Andover Educator Hall of Fame than Nancy Jukins. She represents the very best of the teaching profession and has inspired countless students to achieve their potential and pursue their dreams.
Thank you.
Thank you. I know. It's beautiful.
I'm not crying.
I'm like, I want her as a teacher.
Thank you, Ms. O'Loughlin. Oh. Hi, name, address?
Family Leader, 68 Mill Pond, North Andover. I do hold a position in this district as superintendent, but I'm here speaking as a former teacher in North Andover and administrator in North Andover. I taught 5th grade at the Franklin School when I was young in my career, and Nancy Jukins had moved on to become a principal at that time. She had been a teacher in North Andover, but when I met her, she was already a principal. Nancy had she was just an amazing, well, she is, I shouldn't talk about her like it was. She's an amazing human being. She led professional development in this district, and that was my first sort of introduction to Nancy as a professional development leader. And her courses were inspiring, they were thoughtful, they were challenging, but she was right there as a teacher and a leader with us. She was particularly passionate about the sciences, and she led many science professional development for us as educators. And, you know, it never felt like you were taking a course. She was hands-on well before it needed to be hands-on, and then found ways to come and support you. Later in my career, I became a principal in North Andover, and Nancy was quickly my mentor. Nancy and I spoke every morning on the telephone, but on our ride to work, and every day on our ride home. She was a confidant. She was a person that I could go to and just sort of debrief the day. I think Erin's, summed it all up, but I can think of no one else that deserves to be part of the Educator Hall of Fame than Nancy Jukins, and I wholeheartedly endorse that nomination.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Alrighty.
I gotta go home for 3 minutes.
I'll let us slide this time.
Thank you.
Madam Superintendent, upcoming events.
Yes, I
know
know.
tomorrow is graduation.
Tomorrow is
Mid-80s
graduation.
and sunny. Bring water.
It looks like a great day. So that's at North Andover High School. Graduation starts at 6. And when I say starts at 6, very promptly at 6. So like get there early, get your seat, be ready because they will be marching in. If
Hey.
you're parking at 6, you're not on
You're
time.
not making. If you're parking at 6, you're not parking very close.
That's right. Parking is tight. There's lots of areas around, but it is a wonderful event. It looks like we'll be able to hold it outside. Special Olympics is coming up on June 8th. North Andover is hosting Special Olympics. We host Andover ourselves, and I'm not sure if Groveland is participating with us this year. There was some chat about that, so that's at North Andover High School. The rain date for Special Olympics is June 10th. On June 10th is also Pride and Popsicles in North Andover Common. I've had the opportunity, they've asked me the last few years to be the popsicle passer-outer, and I really enjoy being able to do that. So I hope that some folks will join us on the Common for Pride and Popsicles. June 13th is Sue Gardner Memorial Free Book Fair at Sargent School from 10 to 12. Miss Gardner was an educator her whole life. She spent some of her time working in Andover and some working in North Andover. I think one of her last jobs was working as a reading teacher at the Sargent School. She passed away this year, and her family really wanted to do something as a legacy for her, and they realized that she has hundreds and hundreds of books. She was a lover of books, and so they are holding a free book fair for anyone in the community to come and help themselves to books at the Sargent School. The last day of school for our pre-kindergarten and kindergarten students is June 18th. That is a full day of school for them on June 18th. June 19th is Juneteenth. We do not have school in celebration or memory of June 19th. And then on June 22nd and 23rd is when we hold our screening at our pre-K and K for our students that are entering into the building in the fall. That has already been organized. Folks should have their dates to be able to do that. June 23rd is the last day of school for grades 1 through 11, and that is a half day of school. We've been asked to share that on June 4th, the North Andover Boosters Clubs will be... What did I say, June? Oh, sorry. On July 4th, the North Andover Boosters Club will be sponsoring the North Andover Road Race. It's a fun race. I think they just do the 5K now. It's not a fun race. It is a fun race. It is a hard race because if you know anything about the course, it just hits a hill right away. But once you get up that hill, it's not so bad.
And
so
they have the Kids Fun Run.
They have the Kids Fun Run, which is wicked fun right around the where am I from? Right around the Common. So hope everybody will come out and join us for that. August 4th is National Night Out. That's the night that the North Andover Police Department sponsors National Night Out, and there's lots of organizations that come. Last week they had to cancel the bike rodeo because of the really challenging weather that we had in North Andover and some surrounding towns. They will be hosting the bike rodeo at National Night Out.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, it's a perfect place.
The bike rodeo is fantastic.
Yes.
They'll repair your bikes. They got new brakes. They do the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's such an amazing event.
Yeah, so they're going to be part of that night. This year, I believe it's going to be at North Andover High School because of the construction that's happening over in the middle school area. So I put that there. And then on August 11th, we're doing something new this year. North Andover Public Schools will be hosting a family resource night on August 11th. We'll send out more details as we, to get them out to families with time and what will be happening there. But it's an opportunity for families to come and hear about some of the things that are happening in North Andover, if anybody needs assistance with registration, or if there are some ways that we can support. We'll have the Knights Locker there and other some athletics, whatever folks might need as they're getting their families ready to join our public schools. That's being led through some work through the ECLC. We had a grant that Jacqueline Taylor started working with, and then I think passed it over to Michelle O'Leary, who's really taken the lead on that with the people on that committee. That's all I have for updates.
Thank you so much. Miss Dowd. It's your turn.
Oh, wait.
That's
Superintendent's report.
Oh, never mind.
I'm like,
I thought that was the. I thought that was. No, that was the upcoming events. You have the update.
now we
Sorry.
got that.
I thought I got promoted.
Want to change seats? No, thank you. So I'm just going to start. We have a little celebration. I thought a little bit about what I wanted to do for the last school committee meeting. I have two things. There's lots of things to recognize. We've had some wonderful things, as our students have shared with us, with awards night and celebrations. And I think, hopefully through social media, we're able to get some of those out. So my recognition tonight is for the people who have spent many years in North Andover Public Schools and have chosen that this should be their year to retire. Let's hope it works.
Again.
I know. Like it's just,
Miss Cheryl Barzak's picture was so cool.
It's
assuming she's writing a
beautiful.
book and
I
it's the
know.
back of the
I
book.
know.
Right.
Beautiful. I know. Yeah, very beautiful. I just want to thank everybody that has been part of North Andover Public Schools and who's heading into retirement. You see there were many people there that gave 20, 30, 15, many years of service, over 100 years. It really speaks to their career. I would be remiss if I didn't take a little minute and thank Michelle McHugh, who's been the executive administrator to the superintendent's office for the last few years. I know, I've worked closely with her. She's worked very closely with all of you in the school committee and setting everything up. And we just wish Michelle all the best
We should give her a school
in
committee,
retirement.
Oh, sorry. Seemed like the right time.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
But just wanted to say thank you to everybody. And then tonight, I just also want to share a little reflection and my own appreciation for the school committee. I'd like to take a few moments to reflect on this year and my sincere gratitude to the committee. Over the course of this year, we have spent countless hours together in this room. We have reviewed budgets, examined data, discussed curriculum, explored facility needs, engaged in strategic planning, negotiated contracts, celebrated student success, and wrestled with some difficult decisions. Throughout it all, the one thing that has remained constant is a shared commitment to the students, the staff, the families, and the community of North Andover. As I reflect on this year, I'm not only struck by the amount of work that was accomplished, but by the depth of engagement demonstrated by every member of this committee. School committee service is often misunderstood. Most people see the meetings, but they do not see the hours that are spent reading reports, attending subcommittee meetings, participating in negotiations, responding to constituents, visiting schools, attending concerts, athletic events and academic competitions, graduations, and community forums. They do not see the thoughtful questions asked behind the scenes or the time spent trying to understand complex issues before casting a vote. The committee has done all of that and more. Over the course of the year, you have listened to presentations from school leaders, teachers, students, district administrators, community members, and outside partners. You have challenged us with thoughtful questions, celebrated our successes, identified areas where we still need to grow, and consistently pushed us to be better. You have not simply just attended these meetings, you have been active participants in the work of improving our schools. Together, I feel we have made meaningful progress. We have continued to strengthen our curriculum and instruction across the district. We have expanded our understanding of student achievement through regular presentations from principals and district leaders. We have improved financial reporting and transparency. We have advanced the Kittredge project and enhanced the community and engaged the community in important conversations about the future of our schools. We have begun the development of a comprehensive 5-year strategic plan that will help guide this district for years to come. None of this work happens because of one individual. It happens because of the collective effort throughout thoughtful governance and a shared belief that our students deserve the very best. As in any committee, there were times when members saw things differently. There were moments of spirited debate, differing perspectives, and difficult decisions. That is not a weakness of good governance, it's a strength. What has impressed me the most is when opinions differed, the focus remained on the students and what each member believed was in the best interest of our schools. Healthy disagreements, thoughtful dialogue, and respectful debate are an essential part of this work. And I believe this committee has demonstrated that it's possible to disagree while remaining committed to a common purpose. To every member of the committee, I say thank you. Thank you for your confidence in me and our leadership team. Thank you for asking hard questions. Thank you for challenging us when necessary. Thank you for trusting us to lead. And thank you for the countless volunteer hours you have dedicated to this district and our community. Most importantly, thank you for never losing sight of the work we do. Every discussion, every vote, every difficult decision, and every celebration ultimately comes back to our students. And while every member of this committee has contributed to the work, tonight feels like an appropriate time to recognize 2 individuals whose leadership has helped guide us through this year of both challenge and progress. Before we move into reorganization of the school committee, I'd like to offer special recognition to our chair, Mr. Joe Hicks, and our vice chair, Ms. Kelly Cormier. Kelly has been a champion for transparency and accurate financial reporting. She has consistently reminded the committee and me of our responsibility to fulfill the commitments outlined in the Memorandum of Understanding with the town, particularly regarding timely and detailed financial reporting. As a result, our community has benefited from clearer communication with greater transparency. Kelly has been a steadfast advocate for collaboration across town government. Long before town meeting, she reminded us of the importance of our civic engagement and our participation each week when she told us that town meeting would be on May 12th. She has willingly taken on additional responsibilities, including negotiations and public engagement efforts, and was instrumental in organizing informal meetings among the leadership of school committee, select board, and finance committee to foster communication and strengthen our relationships. As our liaison to the PTO, she has represented the committee with professionalism and care, always willing to listen, share information, and support our schools. Joe's leadership as chair has helped strengthen the structure and the effectiveness of our meetings. He has worked intentionally to ensure that all members have opportunities to contribute and that diverse perspectives are welcomed and heard. Joe has never been afraid to stand firmly behind his convictions, even when doing so meant standing alone or holding an unpopular position. What I appreciate most about Joe is his unwavering commitment to ensuring that everyone has a seat at the table. Throughout the year, he has consistently reminded us to consider those, my paper is not here, hold on, consider those whose voices may not always be heard. One moment that stands out to me was his heartfelt message to students with dyslexia, that they are not less than, that they are not defined by their challenges, and that they are smart, capable, and deserving of every opportunity. That message reflected not only Joe's compassion, but also his belief in the potential of every student. Personally, I am grateful for Joe's guidance and for his understanding of the delicate balance between governance and administration. He has respected the distinct roles, and we each serve with remaining engagement, thoughtfulness, and supportive. While remaining engaged, thoughtful, and supportive, sorry. While Joe and Kelly have served in leadership roles this year, neither would be the first to take credit for the progress we have made. The accomplishments of this year belong to this entire committee, and I thank each of you for your unique perspective, dedication, and commitment you bring to this work. As we close this chapter and prepare for the year ahead, I'm excited about what lies before us. We have important work still to do. We have a strong foundation upon which to build. The development of our new 5-year strategic plan gives us a clear opportunity to define our future together and continue moving North Andover Public Schools forward. This year has challenged us, stretched us, and I believe strengthened us. I am grateful for the trust you have placed in me and our leadership team, and it's been a privilege to work alongside of you. Thank you for your service, thank you for your partnership, and thank you for your advocacy on the behalf of students, staff, and families. Most of all, thank you caring so much and so deeply about this community and the children we serve. It's been an honor and a privilege to work with all of you this year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think I almost skipped over you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
ma'am. Gail,
Okay, so
I know.
Give us some-
any of that. Let's
give
hope
us some
not.
good news with numbers. We
I'm
like good
hoping not
numbers.
to make anybody cry.
We can. I'll go with some tears of joy about good numbers.
So in your packet, there is the budget update as of May. I know timing got a little bit, May got ahead of us. So we have continued to meet with the town manager, the finance director, and the town accountant. So we did meet with them last week and went through everything with them. As you can tell, we are still expected to come in, well, oh, there's a typo, it's 69,000.
I was just gonna go, hey, what?
Nope.
That would be
Sorry about that.
wonderful.
I'll get that
Wow.
fixed. I was like, I'm not, that was, so we are still coming in right on budget as we're getting closer and closer to the end of the year. We're fine tuning all of our numbers. We're closing out purchase orders, shaking the trees, make sure we have all our invoices from our vendors. We're in very good shape. We are also going through all of our salary projections. So as you know, throughout the year, we have placeholders for open positions, substitutes, temporary positions. So obviously, the closer we get to year end, the closer we get to fine tuning those numbers. Also the same with transportation. We have 2 months left of invoices that we're waiting for. So we're, that much closer to having everything honed in on. We do feel very comfortable. We actually, I believe we will end the year with pretty close to 100% of circuit breaker in reserve. We still do have a placeholder in here now because we are still finalizing a few changes in placements, settlements, 45-day placements. So we're keeping that in there just because there is still a little bit of time left. But we are very happy to report that we will be able to hit the 100% carryover for next year, which I think is monumental and a lot of hard work to get us there.
Thank you.
We've also spent a lot of time working through our grants and our revolving funds, making sure that they're all in positive positions, that we've got the funds that we need to carry over into the next year. So we've spent a lot of time working with everyone on that as well. What we are asking is that as we get close to year end, we do anticipate that there will be residual salary savings there just because we do have a lot of the placeholders for overtime, for substitutes. We have kept placeholders just in case we're able to get anyone to start before the end of the year for a couple of our positions. So what we would like to do is ask the committee to authorize us to transfer up to a maximum. We put $400,000 in here from salaries to expenses. We do anticipate it will be less than that. That was just the outside window. And what we're doing now is going through and looking at, we're purchasing all of the equipment and materials for the launch program that will be at the senior center. We're in the space now, so we've got deliveries coming to get that space all set up. We're also looking to be able to the extent we have the funding, we can prepay some tuition. So we're just being very strategic with the funds that we have, and we're just looking to position ourselves as we go to the last 4 weeks of the fiscal year.
If we prepay tuitions, that would help us preserve more of the.
It would help us preserving next year's circuit breaker to be able
money?
to continue to build up that reserve.
So that's the advantage of prepaying.
Correct.
Okay.
It
So-
really helps having the ability to prepay as well as have the year of circuit breaker in reserve really gives you the ability to adjust if you have that unexpected student move in or a change in placement from less restrictive to more restrictive. It really positions you so that you're not suddenly being asked to try to fund what can be inexpensive
Yeah.
item between transportation and tuition. So we're looking to be able to position ourselves well as help us continue to build up and keep the 1 year of circuit breaker.
Because we know we were going to be using some of that, but this will help us not use some of that.
Correct. And we are legally allowed, you can carry the 1 year of circuit breaker and you are allowed to prepay up to 3 months of tuition.
So this would be, so us using this is all within follows all the rules
Correct. And has been
that we have to
discussed.
follow.
Correct. And we did discuss it with the town manager and finance director, and they were incredibly supportive of this approach.
The fact that the reserve hasn't been used doesn't mean we didn't spend money on special education.
Correct, because we started the year where we received extra circuit breaker funding and higher reimbursement funding than we
Originally.
anticipated.
So on balance is how much we spent, roughly how does that compare with what you thought we would spend or
We
what we
actually-
spent last year?
We came in favorable because I have to give a shout out to Ms. O'Deal and her staff that we have done a phenomenal job of monitoring the placements. We've had several students that we've been able to bring back in district. We've had some that have, I always found a way to go down the scale of tuition,
Needed a
more
less
restricted to less
environment.
restrictive, so we've had savings on that. We've had savings in transportation by really working really hard with our transportation vendors and looking at routes and looking at how to get the best routes for the children as well as financially. So we've actually had positive savings overall.
So bringing kids back is really impressive. I know the special ed director, but it might be nice at some point to just tell us about how you did that, because really, not many people do. So it's pretty impressive.
It's very impressive, and again, I'm going to give that credit to Lynn, and certainly talking about it, but it's a lot about some of the reorganization that we did. When Lynn came on, one of her first acts was to do some evaluation of the programming that we had. That coupled with the report that we had from the Urban Collaborative about some of the work that they had suggested. And Lynn has redefined what our programs look like in North Andover, which then gives us the ability to say that to some students, we now have services or we have a program that would benefit you. And what I think, which is really impressive, is that not all special ed directors might redefine programming, but they may not go back to the out of district and say, come and take a look and see if this now, let's try, right,
really
and see if this
yeah.
meets our needs, meets your needs, and because we want to keep our students, back at home. And we've been fortunate that we had a few families that felt they wanted to do that as well, and they wanted to come back and see if the program worked, and were successful and were able to stay.
So families have the option to reject that?
It would be, it could
It's
go
a
into, it's like
process.
part of the process, so if we feel as though we have now an option we didn't have before, we can try, you might go to mediation, you might make a plan, or see how that
Okay.
might work.
But regardless, we were able to convince several of them, right,
Yep.
apparently, to come back.
And I
right?
do think that a lot of times when family go to out of district, that is a last resort for them too. They, I would hope that most families want their kids to be educated in their hometown. And I think that, it speaks to a lot of pride about our special education department that we were able to help them see this as a good fit for their kids.
Maybe a comment on what David said is that if often when parents ask to have a child taken out, if they've kind of lost confidence in the school system, so if they're willing to come back, it speaks well of the system. It means that we haven't lost their trust.
Yeah. I don't have it in front of me, but I remember when we were doing the budget presentation, we had a chart about out-of-district placements and how we had been creeping up And this year is one of the
Moving it down.
years that we moved down. So not only bringing students back, but also not sending kids out, right? So we now have some opportunities for kids to be in our district, so that's great.
This is the end of your second, 2 years ago, doing it, whatever, 3 years, whatever it was, it feels like it's all running together now. We were on the brink of collapse, and to now have financial soundness and like understand where we are is glorious and makes me very, very happy, and thank you that we can think about the fact that we can think.
You're gonna make me cry.
I know. I'm talented. The fact that we can even think about prepaying something at this point,
that's
which
pretty good.
on my time on the committee, we were never thinking along those terms. That was not a possibility. So thank you so much for getting us into that position. I know it's hard, and getting everybody else to do it with you is hard too. So I deeply appreciate it, and the town is so thankful and so lucky to be in this position because of you. So thank you.
And I do have to give credit. It's an amazing team that we're working with that have been incredibly supportive. Pam is incredibly supportive. She stands by. She pushes. She challenges. We have a great rapport. The same with Kristen, but we make our decisions. We stand by them, and it's been great. It has been. It hasn't always been easy, but I think we're in a much better position than we have been.
No, thank. We are.
Knowing that your checkbook is balanced is a wonderful thing.
Well, not only that, we essentially created a savings account.
Correct.
Is the way I look at what
Right.
what you're doing by preserving circuit breaker.
Right. And lots of checks and balances. And I think that's sort of what I said a little bit just a few minutes ago. I mean, I know that it has been not always easy. Obviously, fear and trepidation on the parts of school committee members because of what had happened. And I think shaping, sort of getting to a document like this is something that I quite honestly, I'm impressed with the fact that we got to a document like this that has this much level of detail. It's a slightly unorthodox financial team, the way that we have poised ourselves right now, but it has been successful, and I think that Gail has a tremendous leadership ability, and her team knows what to do on the days that she's not working in district, it just seeing everybody click together. I think somebody talked about it at one point. I know, like, Lynn O'Neill's secretary Stacy had said that, like, they didn't always understand Gail's methods and why the spreadsheets were so important. But when we had our review, it became very clear, and they felt so confident that they were able to give really accurate information to the Department of Education. We found our unicorn.
Thank you. With that, the chair will entertain a motion.
I move that we authorize the transfer of up to $400,000 in salary expense across all cost centers to operating expenses.
Second.
Got it.
Discussion? Thank you, Ms. Dowd, for putting us on this road to be able to do this. It's a big, it's not like, 180 is the biggest change you can do.
360?
That puts you right back where you started.
It seems like we went around a few times.
Mr. Moskovich?
Yes.
Mrs. Sams?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mrs. Cormier?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, if I could also extend my thanks for the reports that are beautiful and exactly what we requested back a year ago, I guess. Keep it up. It's great.
I can understand finances very clearly, which is great.
Chair, I just have another question. It looks to me, and I think this is a good thing, that basically almost all the money is encumbered,
Majority of it
which suggests that it's a nice way of saying you kind of knew what was coming and you've already bargained for it. There's very little unencumbered, and there's very little surprise that anything. because you've encumbered it, there are no surprises? You know, I guess it would just illustrates sort of a little bit underneath the fender why it's working.
I think, Mr. Moskovich, to your point, the 69,135 number, that's the total expenditures, or it's 136. I think it's been hovering around that number since January.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's impressive, I agree.
We do have to fix that typo.
I am going to do that. If I had my computer, I would do it right now.
It's so funny when I read it, I went, wow.
That's great.
And I've read it so many times that it
It stops being what you see, it starts becoming what you want it to be versus what it's there. Mrs. Sams and Mrs. Cormier, a negotiations update.
Yes. So we met with the, I'm going to say their name wrong, but the teachers, North Andover Teachers Assistants Union, for negotiations. We were able to go over their proposals. Ms. Ando led a wonderful presentation. There were many financial implications to their proposals, which we asked that we just hold. Those aren't off the table. We're not saying yes, we're saying not saying no. We're saying we need to hold those until we see the whole financial implications and package. There was several of their proposals that we just needed more information on. I think there was very little that we said we couldn't do. So we're willing to work with them. We were able to make a proposal of our own as far as scheduling. We meet again on Monday for another negotiation session, so things are moving along.
And again, that is here at 5 p.m.
It is.
At the school building, and everyone is welcome to come attend and watch. It'll be on TV, because these are open or in front of the public negotiations.
Yes.
The only other thing I would add is because there was the proposals that came from the union. One of the things that we asked was if there was any priorities to the asks that they had, and there weren't any. Because that was one of the things too, as we were considering our proposals as well. We were interested to know what the priority was of the various asks, and there was no priority.
Great. Mrs. Lathrop and I met since last time with the Administrative Assistants Union. We have a follow-up negotiations session this coming Wednesday. Knock on wood, we're getting close. I think we're within the finish line on that one.
I hope so.
Yeah. And then you all have, after the June 8th, there's, what are the next scheduled meetings for the TAs?
So we were hoping to be able to meet throughout the summer so that we could move things along. Unfortunately, their union didn't seem to have any availability over the summer. We're still open to that. If something becomes available, we're more than happy to do that. But as of now, after Monday, the next meeting will be August 24th.
Great, thank you. Summer retreat date. So I know last time we sort of decided that we weren't going to do one. We're going to revisit that. There's some things that I'm talking with Mrs. Cormier. We think there's some important stuff for us as a committee to do some learning and some discussing before we go into next year as we prepare ourselves. So we'd like to put back on the table Monday, I can't read.
July 20th.
July 20th as a day for a retreat here for the school committee from 4 to 8. The purpose would be for us to learn about achievement data and some of the work that Mr. Moskovich has been doing with MCAS and understanding longitudinal data. Mrs. Lathrop is not able to attend that one, but she, right?
Correct.
Correct, but you understand all the data, and it's good for us to dive into that and learn and ask all the questions we need to understand that. So. And then whatever else might be on that agenda would be determined by the new chair and vice chair. So.
Well, question on
Would
that?
Ms. Ando be able to come?
Yeah. Could you?
I don't know. I have to look.
Okay.
Yes.
It'd be better not to discuss this in your absence.
Okay.
Right. Plus, it would be helpful for us.
look at my calendar, but it's currently projected. Absolutely, yes. Yes, I think I'm here.
Okay, okay, that's good.
Yep.
That was the same question I was going to ask.
Great. Alrighty. Thank you all for that.
Right, so we're locking in on that one for our
Yeah.
retreat day. Okay.
So Michelle, please send us all an invite soon so I don't forget. And I say it publicly out loud, so then she'll hear it when she does the minutes.
So July 20th, Monday, right?
Yes.
At 6?
Four, no,
No,
4 to 8.
4 to 8.
4 to 8, oh,
No.
okay. Great, thank you.
And we'll get some snacks. Alrighty, can we bump things around now that we've gotten to continuing business and do science adoption first?
Sure.
Is that okay, Mrs. Ando?
Absolutely, yes. I got no questions from anybody about,
Get any either? Did anybody
the
else?
programming?
I have one, but it's easy. It's an easy one. So I was looking through all of that. I wasn't at the last meeting. Son was busy getting married.
Yes.
I loved it. Can we consider for Project Lead the Way Engineering? I couldn't be me if I didn't ask this question.
Right.
To consider that for the future, because I think it would be a wonderful way for North Andover to get a competitive advantage on other districts.
Yeah,
But by having a
absolutely.
program like that,
I love Project Lead the Way for a lot of the same reasons you do. Project Lead the Way is pretty much the original HQIM, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I think we would consider anything that Project.
It is their next plan.
Exactly.
yeah, I noticed that, but I wondered if I just want to. I guess I just want to promote.
Endorse
that,
it.
Endorse it
Yes.
strongly.
Mhm.
I had the opportunity in Andover to teach engineering a couple of years. I guess it was just a year ago. Wow. And I found it to be, really, it was a great experience for me personally, but I think the students got the opportunity to taste it, right?
Mhm.
Which so many kids don't get. And they go to engineering schools and have no idea and they shouldn't, some of them, right? And they could have found that out much easier by taking a course or two like that in high school.
Absolutely,
Right,
yes.
of what it's really
to get
like.
exposure earlier.
Yeah, and the converse is also true. Some students who might be somewhat interested see that, and it could really spark their interest.
Mhm.
And I'd love to see us have something like that here.
So I've had an odd experience that basically agrees with what David is saying. I was working as a consultant to the University of Alabama, and part of this had to do with their engineering school. And they really had an awful lot of trouble getting freshman students who had just graduated from high school to get into the engineering program and succeed in it. And it's kind of the same thing. I don't think they really had much of an understanding of what engineering was, and in particular that you actually have to be able to do math. So,
Well, and these days you need to be able to write too, which wasn't always the case.
but the basic problem was that they would get kids coming in that apply to the engineering school, and they couldn't make it through the first year. So that's just saying that what you're saying is a really good idea, so that they know what it's like, and they're better prepared for it, so they don't drop out.
Right, I mean,
And I
between-
want to add to that
yeah.
too, because one of my things, I know when my son had graduated, he was big into robotics and he went to RIT. And one of the frustrations he had is he's like, I did all this stuff at the high school, but I didn't know all the areas of engineering that were out there.
Right.
So when he went to school, it's like, oh yeah, I'm an engineering major, not understanding that that means there's a huge variety there that he'd never even knew about.
Right. It's sort of like the reason this is so important to me, I guess, is just in my own family. I've seen this, other friends of our family, where the students, they excel at science and math in high school. And these are North Andover kids I'm talking about, right? They excel at science and math, and they think, oh, engineering, logical career, right? And yes, you do need those skills for sure. But if you don't know what an engineer actually does, right, and then you get there and you find out, and worst case scenario, they go to a technical university, and then they realize it's not for them, and they're forced to transfer, as opposed to maybe if they're not sure, they should pick a university that offers, options, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to end up at MIT and decide you don't want to be an engineer, right?
Right.
And I don't mean to I don't mean to disparage MIT in any way. I'm just saying. Even though.
Just for the record, I have a degree from MIT, and it has nothing to do with engineering.
No,
And
I realize.
I actually know a man who taught piano at MIT.
I do
it's a
recognize
broader institute.
maybe the bad example, but
Right.
you see what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring us back to
Sure.
although I love engineering, I'm going to bring us back to things that we're actually voting on.
Sorry.
It is a plan.
It's a plan.
But absolutely, it's a plan. And when we can give kids exposure using high-quality materials, it's a win-win.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so absolutely.
I have two questions. I think you talked about them last time, but I need some clarity. If both CP and honors biology are using OpenSciEd next year, what's the difference? Why do we need
Absolutely.
why don't we just have biology?
And so the honors biology will give opportunity to go possibly more quickly through the material or go into deeper depth, or as Kara talked about last time, do more of the labs or the experiments that may exist in the coursework now. And so, but the idea that the high quality materials would be the basis of the course, and we could always go from there.
And we've been doing so much professional development and learning of new materials. What do you think how might you have to make the system a little different to work for the high school versus what's worked at the elementary school? Because we haven't done this yet up there, right?
No, we haven't done it yet, and we've learned a lot along the way as well. And so, like you can see, Kara's on page 13, like Kara's like map of the rollout, and I think it's go slow to go fast sometimes, in that, or all the time, in that like roll out what you can a little bit at a time. High school is different from elementary school, whereas elementary schools are generalists and high schools teach within the same subject, but a science teacher may teach biology and chemistry, and so it's similar but not the same. And so, but the idea that everything we've learned about the strength of our teachers and the strengths of our teachers' ability to lead one another is what we carry forward. And so, but again, I think a really well laid out implementation plan is absolutely, even if it changes, it's absolutely essential to, and people don't get overwhelmed by the idea that we have to do everything at once, because we can't.
I guess my one little concern, not really concern, but thing that would make me weary is if I'm a biology teacher coming in late August, early, September 2nd or whatever, and it's all new, it's new, right? Do we have the time and the monies and whatever to help support teachers towards the end of the summer get ready for Unit 1? Because I've watched my colleague try to go through this, and implementing a unit in OpSci-Ed it's a lot. It's not a simple transition, even for amazing biology teachers.
And Kara would have a much more detailed answer to that question, but she's working really closely with the department heads and the department themselves on what has already been piloted, what have they tried, what are they going to, and that will give people the support that they need.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Students, how do you feel about have you done a Project Lead the Way course yet?
I'm currently in
Tell us a little bit more, Sherry.
currently in AP Computer Science Principles, and we use PLTW like every single day to we start from the beginning, and Mr. Womper is a teacher, and he chooses it based on we go in each lesson and he explains what the lesson is, what we're supposed to learn, and I feel like it does really help with I took the AP exam in May, and I felt like there were key concepts in PLTW that really helped for the AP exam, I would say.
Like what kind of examples? Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to embarrass you.
First time here.
I would say data structures and
That's great.
Data structures.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Sorry, it's not coming to my mind.
No,
so.
Thank
But it
you.
was helpful.
You
So
felt
were
prepared.
Yes.
Great.
as a sophomore.
We like this. Awesome. Thank you so much. Any other questions, comments from anybody?
I guess just one quick one. I'm struggling to find it now, but the earth science, what was the background about earth science moving kind of into all the other disciplines? I don't remember where I saw that.
Earth science is no longer
It's no,
a separate thing. They do earth science in each of the standards that once used to make up an earth science
Right.
course are now, they've taken them and they're part of all the other courses.
So when do you discover how rocks happened and stuff?
I think probably in biology or whatever.
No,
I don't
no,
remember.
no.
No, not
No,
biology.
it wouldn't
That's
be
not life.
biology.
That's not life.
Sure
See?
wouldn't be biology.
Elementary.
It's in elementary. They I know, remember when I was in high school in ninth grade, I took earth science, and
Same.
it just looks
Yeah.
different now.
Yeah, we start everybody with biology now in ninth grade, right, basically. Okay.
Mhm.
So it's just found its way, it's just distributed.
Mhm.
And that's a Massachusetts thing, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Massachusetts Science, Technology, Engineering Standards incorporate the national standards. And so, but there are some really important differences in
And then,
how.
yeah, well, you highlighted those here.
Mhm.
And we're, of course, following Massachusetts, right? Yeah.
You know, as I think about science in high school, of course, you know, Abraham Lincoln was president back then, but there was a year of biology and a year of chemistry and a year of physics. We never learned anything about geology.
Mhm.
So, will it be different here? Will we in fact will students get a little bit of geology? You know, you run around the world, you see it all the time.
Mhm. Mhm.
I understand that had I had the course, I would know what I was looking at.
Right, right, exactly. My understanding from how Kara has explained it to me is that it is worked into the other, subject, the other domains.
I guess my
disciplines.
point is, in a way, it doesn't naturally fit.
I know in the 8th grade science standards, they do a lot of the weather system stuff and all those types of things.
But, you know, chemistry is about chemical reaction and physics about all kinds of stuff that only Einstein
This would be a-
understands, but.
This would be a
is, you
great
know,
course for them to,
Right.
great commentary, I think, for the people who come up with the frameworks.
Well,
Exactly.
you know, how do rocks come the way they do? How did mountains happen? It's everything you see in the world. An awful lot of it is geology, and here I went to what I thought was a pretty good high school. Never came up. And then the same thing happened in college, you know.
It's a scope and sequence that's really hard to read on slide 8, with the idea that like the biology, the strand is first, the chemistry strand is next, and the physics strand, and so I can get this to you larger.
If you click on it, I think it will open. I could be wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see. It says it right here. It doesn't, well, yeah, we would need
Still
something a
Integrate
little
earth
bigger.
and space science, yeah, so it's, yeah.
So the idea that like in biology, there's like ecosystems,
There it is. Yeah.
masters in energy. Mhm.
Yeah, the blue ones. All right.
Okay, thank you.
I do,
Can you
one
see
thing I
it?
remember
can't
from earth
see it.
science in ninth grade,
It's small.
Yeah, no kidding.
our teacher stood in front of us and held 2 rocks and said, "This is a nice rock, and this is a piece of schist." That's what I remember from earth science.
But we can get this for you larger. Kara is texting me, being like, "You're doing pretty well with the questions. Great job fielding them. I can come down the road if you need me to."
We
She looks
found
down
them,
the street.
Kara. You do not need to come down the road.
Exactly. But I can have Kara get you this map larger and more
Yeah,
detailed.
and
It's a
the
really
blue
good
one-
Oh,
question.
that would be
Yeah.
nice. Thank you.
Mhm.
Space science.
Where it landed. Yeah.
Yeah, where it landed.
Yes, the blue ones
There's a
are.
plan.
That's fun. Great. So no other discussion. I will call for a motion.
So, Mr. Chair, I will move that, that we adopt, is that the right word?
Mm-hmm.
Open Sci-Ed and Project Lead the Way as presented here.
Second?
Thank you. Final comments?
I want to thank Kara and the high school science team for all their research and work into this, piloting it, coming up with ideas, collaborating. So thank you to all of them for their efforts.
Yeah, I'd like to add that was a really impressive presentation and obviously well thought out and very excited. It was kind of neat because people were really excited about it. But,
It's exciting stuff.
well, it's nice when, you know,
Yeah.
it works that way.
Thank you as well. Ms. Ando, the HQIM, I sometimes feel like has the most resistance at the older the kids get, the harder it feels like to start moving in that direction. So thank you to the teachers for being, these teachers.
Yes, for being so
willing
open.
To do it and to be at the forefront of it, I feel like, at the beginning for the district.
I feel like secondary teachers are often, they might have a major and or a graduate degree in their subject area. Like you might have a master's in biology and be teaching biology. And so it's a real leap or it's a real show of vulnerability in order to try to teach differently. And so we love and respect that very much.
And I know that next year is gonna be very challenging, and at times it's gonna feel like this is great, and at times it's gonna feel like this is the worst thing ever. But that's gonna be normal too,
Yep, up and down.
up and down. So, alrighty. Thank you so much, Sri and Anna, for staying. You can stay for the rest of it. I really appreciate you telling us about Project Lead the Way,
Yeah, that was
and your experience. That helps us understand that we're making a good choice for kiddos. So, you're free to go if you would like. It's all up to you.
We're staying.
My ride's coming in 20 minutes.
Okay,
so-
take your
Right,
time.
then you are welcome to stay and continue to watch. Moving on to student activity counts.
Wait, did we actually have a vote?
Oh, no. Mr. Moskovich. You made a motion and somebody
I
seconded.
seconded
Yeah,
it. Yeah, I made
Mr.
it.
Moskovich.
He said
Yes.
He said yes.
Mrs. Sams.
Yes.
Mr. Brown.
Yes.
Mrs. Cormier.
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Wow, I'm losing my mind. Going backwards to student activities accounts. These are what we do every year. We have to approve them each year. The attached list reflects the existing activity accounts and each account's current status. If it has 0, they've confirmed that they still need the count to be active, and they would like us to vote to approve the student activity counts. Questions? Okay, I'll take a motion.
I move that we approve the FY27 student activity accounts.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Discussion? Mr. Moskovich?
Yes.
Mrs. Sams?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yep.
Mrs. Cormier?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Wellness policy review.
Are we in favor of it?
We're going to
Favor of wellness.
We like wellness.
Right.
This
Mrs.
is-
Gando, can you click on the thing so we can just remind ourselves what's in the red?
Almost all of it.
No, that's
no,
the.
this is the different one. This is one that we had
Oh,
to add
this-
in
yes,
two
two
lines.
little things.
I thought you voted on this last week. No.
We talked about it, we
Okay.
didn't vote on
Yeah.
it.
This is the one that just based on our review of food services, we needed to add these two into the policy.
Ms. Sarah's gonna talk to us about
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
We just hadn't voted on it
Yes.
yet. And I remember seeing this now, and you thought it was portable.
Yes.
But potable means drinkable.
Portable water.
All
Thank you
right.
for pointing that out again.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
As I take a drink of my potable water. Alrighty, Chair will entertain a motion.
I move that we approve the updated wellness policy ADF.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Any discussion?
There was, I heard from someone in the community about issues that there sometimes folks want to bring food into a classroom or just do a celebration like a birthday party, things like that.
That's a different policy.
That's not under this?
I'd have to read the whole policy, but no, it might be. We use food as part of the curriculum. Activity may be considered essential, but we don't have food as part of like as a celebration. I'm not sure if that's in here somewhere, but. Food will not be used as an incentive or a gift for students.
Can't sell it.
Food will be used as, no food item will be
Yeah,
used as
there
part
is,
of a
yeah.
school celebration held during the school day.
But at the principal's discretion, certain school activities may be exempt, so
Correct.
it can happen. The policy allows it
We-
under the principal's discretion.
That would be like a certain celebration, so we don't have food for birthday celebrations.
We don't.
We do not.
But does this imply that it would be allowed at the principal's discretion? That's what
It
the way
could
I read
imply that, but I
Yeah.
don't want to give anybody false hopes.
So we discourage that, okay.
Yeah.
But it's not part of the policy.
So
So,
we're only voting on the change that was in red, which is the potable water and meals for religious exemptions.
Okay.
That's what we're discussing.
okay,
All right. Mr. Moskovich?
Yes.
Mrs. Sams?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
yes.
Mrs. Cormier?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Moving on to policy JLCD. This is the one that is all in red.
Correct.
much more thorough
Much
than
more
the old
thorough.
one.
We had gone over this 2 meetings ago on the 14th. We did send it to lawyers.
We sent it to legal counsel, to outside legal counsel, the one that we use for Special McNuttall, the group that we use for, to review our handbook and all of our policies.
So I think there
He
were
made 2 small modifications to the way it was.
nothing of substance.
No, and has reviewed those with Cheryl Barzak.
Okay.
So this is the,
This is the
maybe I
next
got
one.
confused. So this is the one.
This is a
that was far-
completely changed, yes.
But this is the one that she came to talk.
She
with,
also
was
talked briefly
the
about the other one,
Okay.
just to tell you that the 2 items needed to be added in, but this policy is a complete change,
medication
which is
one.
why
This
it's
the
all in
medication.
red.
This is like for all schools, so this was.
This is how we delegate medication.
And it was also covered, after-school activities, community program thing at the school, things like that, to be more inclusive for the children.
Yeah, it says before, now it says before and after school.
Correct.
Or, yep, I see it.
There's a phrase, I'm sorry, it's being tedious, but 2, 3, 4, 5th paragraph, the sentence doesn't really read. Medication may not be administered to students while at school, etc., unless such medicine is given to them by the school nurse or an individual. Oh, I'm sorry, I see the with, it's a
Yeah,
space.
there's a space
Yeah.
missing between individual and with.
But that was.
It's really,
Yeah.
it's under the right, the individual has to be supervised by the school nurse.
And trained.
And trained.
It could be written a little more neatly, but I guess it's clear enough.
It's gone through the lawyers, so I'm good with it.
I'm sorry?
The lawyers have said it's written the way it should be written.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm gonna trust them. So, I'll take a motion.
I move that we adopt the revised policy JLCD.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion?
Well, what about emergencies? I think maybe we had talked about this before.
Tell me more.
Normally it would always be approved, but isn't it conceivable you'd have a situation where you couldn't wait? What happens then?
Tell me what you mean. Like, we all have EpiPens, and so EpiPens are trained. This is changing it so that you, what the delegation rules are, and it's putting in for before or after school activities. In emergencies, you would still resort to 911 the way that you would in any other way. If it was a,
Oh, okay.
right, if it was anaphylaxis, we have EpiPens, and our staff have all been trained in how to use an EpiPen. But you would always like resort to 911.
You wouldn't use the EpiPen without,
wouldn't.
unless the parent had given permission?
No, you would. They've been trained. But in any other kind of situation, like if you're in an after-school activity and somebody has another issue that we wouldn't have medication on hand to give them for that, and they're not
Like an
trained to do it.
ambulance, right?
The nurse would do the same
Yeah.
thing. The nurse would also say to call
But
911.
it's also standard practice that if you go on a field trip or you have a kid in your class, that you're aware of those and that you have access to the emergency plan and the actions that you're supposed to take, and you've been delegated and you've been given the proper training by the nurse.
Yes.
Because this has said that you have to do that. So if I'm with a kid and they all of a sudden need an inhaler because of something, I've been trained on what to do for them and who I'm supposed to call first and what to do. And if I have a kid who gets stung by a bee, and I have been trained on how to use the EpiPen to do that.
Right. And-
Because they've delegated, and all teachers go through that training at the beginning of the year. It's one of the mandatory, probably, my district it's one of the mandatory
Correct.
things we have to do. So, because this language says, allows the nurse to do that, the nurse trains everybody to do the thing
It needs to happen.
that needs to happen.
Yeah.
So, alrighty, any other discussion? Mr. Moskovich,
Yes.
Mrs. Sams,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Mrs. Cormier,
Yes.
and chair votes yes. Educator Hall of Fame, Mrs. Cormier.
Yes, so we are,
We don't have an item
We don't-
sheet.
we don't have
I'm
item
sorry.
sheets, and that's what
It's
I
okay.
was. So we had talked, at our last meeting where we had numerous, recommendations, for one of our former educators, Nancy Judas, and we had two earlier, public comments, endorsements, strong endorsements, and I don't know if the rest of you, but I also had another community member send
I
an
think we got all of
additional, did everybody get there was one from a community member,
Yep.
an additional endorsement, for the same educator, talking about, just again, and kind of reiterating, and confirming the impact that she not only had to our students, but also to many of our current educators and, administrators in their love and passion and strength in education for our community. So it just continues to highlight what an amazing asset, community member, and just impactful human being Ms. Judas is. And I did not hear any. There was no negative comments as well. Jukins. Sorry.
Alrighty. Since you're the chair of the subcommittee, I turn to you to make a motion.
I would move that we approve and endorse as the school committee, Ms. Jukins as our next member of the North Andover Educator Hall of Fame.
And I'll second that.
Thank you.
As the other committee member, yes, as
Thank
the
you,
other
Mr.
committee member.
My discussion is, first, thank you, Mrs. Cormier and Mr. Brown and Mr. Brown for participating in that committee and for fulfilling your duties and bringing us a worthy candidate. And I'm excited to attend that ceremony in October to welcome Ms. Jukins into the Hall of Fame. It's usually the third week in October.
Okay.
This August, at the beginning, on the first day of teacher school, we'll get to hear from last year's inductees, and then Ms. Jukins will be at the next August to give the speech after she's officially inducted. Alrighty, any other comments? Mr. Moskovich?
Yes.
Mrs. Sams?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mrs. Cormier?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Congratulations, Ms.
Yeah.
Jukins. Strategic plan. Ms. Lathrop.
So we shared the strategic plan outline with you last time. We had some opportunity to talk a little bit about it. What we're asking is for endorsement of the school committee to move forward with the areas, with focus areas that have been identified. Focus area 1, as a reminder, is in teaching and learning. And that focused on the educational experiences, high-quality instructional materials, grade-level standards, professional development, data-driven interventions, extensions that ensure effective learning and growth for every student. So that would be the objective. Some of the components underneath that were accelerated early learning, early literacy outcomes, an assessment framework, doing a professional development roadmap so that we have a clear plan for what professional development will look like for a period of time. Looking at our pre-K to 12 instructional model, continuing to endorse high-quality instructional materials, and coming forward with a vision of graduate. These are just examples of what would look like underneath that objective. Once this has been endorsed by the school committee, the next phase is to flesh out those objectives, put the timeline, and the people responsible. So you get a chart for what that looks like, and then sort of like where this falls in the 3 to 5 year plan, who's responsible for it, and what successes you should see. So that was focus area 1. Focus area 2 was community engagement. Lots of talk in that area. This is about leveraging our partnerships with the broader community, families, educational staff, town departments, nonprofit businesses, and higher education to increase access to resources, experiences, and support that promote equity, inclusion, and success for every student. So this is looking at our extracurricular programming and what that might look like for all students. Formulating a very clear plan for community engagement. We were really fortunate that we had the director of the Historical Society on the plan. We've already started some of that work, but hoping to deepen that. Looking at our partnerships with CPAC, LPAC, and PTOs and PTACs. Strengthening school-to-school collaboration. Really making sure it was very clear to the committee that a North Andover education is a North Andover education, and so that our schools are offering the same things to students, and continuing our relationships with town agencies. Focus area 3 was on resources, facilities, and technology. Maintain and improve our facilities that are modern, safe, and well-resourced, learning environment aligned to instructional priorities and student needs while maintaining and advocating for long-term financial stability. One of the largest pieces that was part of this, I think Mr. Brown was part of this group, was really talking about technology, doing a full technology audit. What programs are we using? Do we have, what are the standards in terms of technology? Are our students prepared as they move from elementary to middle school to high school? And then recognizing that we have a small-ish technology department for the size of our district that can largely be focused on technical pieces, and whether or not it is time for North Andover to start thinking about the educational, not that we haven't been, I don't want to give that impression, but sort of expanding that to thinking about educational technology. Implement a comprehensive digital inclusive initiative. Some of this would be around AI. We do already have a drafted AI policy. Really interesting, this is a little side note, but I had the AI group from the high school reach out, and they had them drafted their own draft AI policy. So I connected them with Kara, she met with them, they're going to meet this summer and do a little work together to come forward with the sort of a blend of the two plans. And really a large piece of number 3 is developing a comprehensive facility master plan. We have master's plan 2. We all know that it has slightly changed with the way that we went with Kittredge and forming a new Kittredge school. We need to take a look at the rest of our buildings. We have 2 other buildings in our town that are school buildings that are over 60 years old, and we need to have a really clear plan going forward about what's going to happen with those 2 buildings and what our commitment to them might be. And I already said the AI piece. And focus area 4 is on communication, maintain and improve clear, consistent communication and authentic engagement with families, students, staff, and the broader community. I think that we have made a lot of headway in terms of communication this year, what came from the committee and what from all the surveys. So I just want to remind you that what the committee did was they took all of the information from those variety of surveys, the surveys that were to students, parents, staff. They took the personal ones where they had meetings with specific groups, PTOs, school buildings, students, and then the ones where they had open forums so anybody could come to those. And that's the information that the Strategic Plan Committee used in helping to formulate some of this. One of the pieces that was very clear is that parents are looking for a little bit more of an on-demand type of communication. They would really like to see some sort of app where there is some ability to get information in a quick and timely way. I think we had chatted a little bit this year about some of our community's frustration with not always getting bus information in a way that felt very quick, especially if there was changes. We had a couple of really challenging weather days, and when you're sending emails that didn't always get to folks. So looking at something like that for our system was important to families. We heard that families, there still seems to be some snag between who is getting communication in families and the way that our system puts maybe the first person, the first priority and the second priority, or what emails look like. So some were saying like, you know, my spouse gets the emails, but I don't get the emails. We've been trying to do something like that. You know, continue our transparency in terms of the budget process and communication. And the last focus area was on culture and climate, developing and implement district-wide systems and practices that cultivate a safe, inclusive, and culturally responsive school community by elevating diverse voices, strengthening collaboration, embedding community values into decision-making, and ensuring all students, staff, and families experience belonging and support. So those are the 5 areas. Again, what we're looking for the school committee to do is to endorse these, that we're in the right direction so that we can go forward building this out, because it doesn't make sense to build it out if these aren't goals that you can get behind.
Makes very good sense.
In addition to endorsing the focus areas, are we also endorsing the mission statement and vision statement?
Thank you very much. Yes, you are. The mission statement, again, is empowering students to reach their full academic and personal potential for success in a dynamic world. That's the mission statement. The vision statement is empowered, engaged, resilient learners. You know, so our vision is that we have empowered, engaged, resilient learners who contribute meaningfully to their community. And then we develop the theory of action. So if we provide a cohesive educational experience grounded in research, high-quality instructional materials, and grade-level standards, and supported by impactful professional learning and data-informed interventions, then we will strengthen teaching and learning for every student. If we authentically engage and effectively communicate with students, families, and staff, ensure our schools are safe, modern, and well-resourced, and build strong partnerships to increase opportunities, then we will create conditions for student success. And if we foster inclusive and culturally responsive environments where everyone feels a true sense of belonging, then all students will graduate prepared to pursue their future with confidence, curiosity, and a deep connection to their community. Thank you, Ms. Sams.
Thank you. Can I ask a clarifying question?
Sure.
So just as an example, for focus area 1, right now it just says an assessment framework. So the next step would be when what that might entail, perhaps like maybe like within the next year or 2, you would want to create a new position like an assessment director to develop that roadmap. And then year 2 or 3, we're developing that roadmap and like learning to see what like all the assessments are and what the data we get from them, what the action plans are that we're doing that, and like how we look at the data and how we change our lesson plans about it. So like that is one way.
That could be one
Could
way.
be a thing that gets developed.
It could also be really clearly defining for families what assessment looks like. So when if you're in pre-K and K, what kind of assessment will your child take? They'll take the DIBELS, they'll take the math. There's end of the year, middle of the year, beginning of the year, end of the year. Nope, beginning, middle, end. Oh, goodness gracious. What that looks like in 3, 4, and 5, 6th grade, between MAP, MCAS, when the MCAS falls. Now at the high school, we have midterms and finals. So a really very comprehensive plan of what assessment looks like pre-K to 12, along with what you
And then when we say who's responsible, we're not going to say Kristen Ando. We're going to say the assistant superintendent or.
Correct. We
We're
are
not gonna
not
say the
naming
person, we're gonna name
people.
the
We are
role.
naming the role because we all know that people change sometimes. So what
I mean,
role?
I don't ever want Miss Ando to leave.
Nor do I. But what
But
role would be
Gail has
responsible?
taught us that we talk about the position and not the person, right?
Yep.
We're learning.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then what would be the timeline where you think we would start getting the
Be like-
next thing?
So once this is approved, that is our bulk of our summer work. We have our committee ready to go to start working on that. So the goal would be to present that in the fall to the school committee.
Question related to
I
that?
think Ms. Cormier was.
So just, my question was related to that one as well. So maybe it's the same one, Mr.
Could be.
Brown. So one of the things that we've talked about with the strategic plan is, as we think ahead, right, and what we're going to need for our schools, with that becomes the requisite budget and resources that we need to do that. So as we are working for, assuming we approve this tonight and the group is working over the summer, then just to confirm, this would feed into or be part of the basis for the asks going forward.
This is the
for our
plan
budget.
for the next 3 to 5
5
years, and as we're building the budget, we look at the strategic plan and we say the strategic plan has a timeline of doing a, technology review, and what does it cost to do a technology review? What does it cost for whatever item is there,
this.
and that is what gets built into the budget.
So this will help be our roadmap over the X number of years of what we need to do when, what do we need to start to fund, and then digging into each of these would give us more and more information as we go forward.
Correct.
Okay. I have one more question. So this is all great. I believe I asked this last time too, just confirming, because I think I asked the question, what's not on here? Was there any major issues or major items that got left off? And I believe the answer was no, there was nothing that wasn't here.
Right.
Because that was kind of what aren't we
had
doing?
many focus areas. We always agreed on teaching and learning, communication, culture and climate, community engagement, resources, facilities, and technology. The objectives we had many different objectives that sort of came from there. We worked together to see which ones we could blend, which ones were maybe not necessary at this point, and this is where we landed.
Okay.
If everything's a priority, nothing's a priority.
Exactly. So I was just trying to get what's
Yeah.
not on the. But so there wasn't anything kind of going, because it's always when you like you said, not everything can get done, but there was no major items that got left off.
We also felt that some of the items that didn't maybe necessarily get included would be sort of the bullets underneath some of these, that they became an action item. You know, we got a little bit, you can kind of start deciding what you're going to do as opposed to what the
What your
objective
priority
is.
is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Brown?
Thank you.
So, yeah, so actually this builds on all of that. So when I think of a strategic plan, right, usually implies a project, right? And that project needs to be managed and it would have tracking. So my question is, what's the format? In other words, how to make sure we don't forget bullet point 3 here?
It will look different when the plan is in place, look more like a grid where you have a timeline, who's responsible for it, and then like a progress monitor.
And is that coming out of the work this summer?
Correct.
So you will have essentially what I would call a project plan.
Correct.
Laid out with tasks, deliverables, and, you know, et cetera, that sort of thing. Because that, yeah, okay, good. I just want to make sure. So that's what the next.
Benchmarks, ways
so-
to measure.
Right, so there'll be some kind of document that tracks that.
Mhm.
Okay, great.
I'm sure Ms. Larcombe will be involved.
Well, and this will lead everything we do, right? So then this will lead the district improvement plan, it will lead the school improvement plans, it will lead superintendent goals, leadership goals.
And it'll give us a scope too, right? There may be other things in 3 or 2 years that come along the way and we kind of go, we didn't prioritize that. We're doing all of these things here. This is what we've said as a group that we want to focus on, so it'll help us scope as well.
I guess my question's a little bit like, I mean, there's nothing, I think the 5 areas make sense, and what's in all of them makes sense. I can think of things that, just like Ms. Cormier was saying, that we might decide that are missing here, and I don't know, we need to decide them now. I guess I'm just really asking whether there's a little flexibility. If, you know, as we proceed, we say, well, we need a little something that wasn't in these.
I think the focus areas are very broad, where almost anything that we could come up with is going to fall into one of these 5. It's just a matter of which 5 it's going to fall into, and if that's a
Oh, I agree
priority.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it may not be, so if you're saying, are these the right 5? Yes. Then there's
That's all we're saying right
That's
now.
all I'm asking.
Yeah.
So
just
the-
these 5,
the-
not necessarily all the particulars
The
within them.
dots under the ones underneath are examples of what
Oh,
could
okay.
fall under those areas,
That-
but
that
that is
answers
still
my
work that
question.
needs to happen.
I'm fine then, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mrs. Sams? I forgot. I know you had
She's crying. She loves it
Taking a
so
minute.
much.
She's just so moved by the street plan.
I love this. I think this was something, even before the community was like, what's your 5-year plan? You were already working on what's our 5-year plan. So you were ahead of the game on this, and I love this.
So just to be clear, we are endorsing the 5 focus areas, the mission and the vision and the theory of action. The individual steps under each of them are yet to be developed. We will get a full presentation in the fall, where we would then approve the strategic plan. Right now, we're just saying, you're moving in the right direction. We want to see the next thing fully developed in these focus areas. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Did I capture that correctly, Mrs. Superintendent?
You did a beautiful
Okay.
job.
So I have to think out loud and make sure I understand the thing. Alrighty. With that, I'll take a motion.
All right, so, Mr. Chair, I would like to move what you just said. At the risk of screwing it up, that we endorse the mission, vision, theory of action. Theory of action?
Yep.
Yep, theory of action, and the 5 focus areas, and that we endorse that, and that we will expect.
Oh, no.
No, just that.
Just that.
Just that.
We endorse that. And they continue doing their work.
Yeah, seconded.
Thank you. Any further discussion?
This is amazing, and thank you for the focus and doing this. This is a lot in the community involvement and the process and going through on this, and this will lead to the plan for our schools. So thank you.
Thank you. And it was a great group. I mean, I think it was on one of those slides. We were really fortunate to have so many people that wanted to volunteer. That speaks a lot to our community. And some were people who didn't have kids in our community yet, but they live here and they want to make sure that their kids have a really sound school system. So that's just great.
It was very moving because everybody was in the room, and the number of people in the room varied from 30 to 40, but we really came to consensus on this theory of action, and that's impressive for 30 and for 40 people to feel like, okay, everybody, you know, there was a lot of like discussion and changes, but the idea that everybody could get behind this.
And thank you to
TLA, Teaching Learning
TLA
Alliance.
and all the people involved, and Mrs. Sams, you were on here,
And
Mrs.
Mr.
Brown. Thank you very much
Mhm.
for your work, and thank you to all the people really for being participants in the meeting.
It's great.
I deeply appreciate it. Mr. Moskowitz,
We're doing that now.
We're voting now.
we're voting now.
Voting now.
You all right, David?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mrs. Sams.
Yes.
Mr. Brown.
Yes.
Mrs. Cormier.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Moving on to the superintendent's evaluation. I lost it.
It was in here.
It's in the back.
I know, but I've shuffled things
Oh,
around
yeah,
so many
it's, like,
times
it's-
that doesn't matter.
I don't know if a staple would help or not. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so now is the fun time. Awkward for the superintendent, the one employee of the district that we have to do their evaluation in front of them and in front of the public. It's awkward and weird. I'm sorry for that.
It's all good.
We're required to do it by law. Process. I think we'll go through the comments. We all did our evaluations separately. This is our first time seeing them all together. We'll come to consensus and then we'll vote on a final rating at the end. One thing we should note, Mr. Brown's are on a separate.
What did you do,
Okay.
Mr. Brown?
He did. Mr. Brown
Like-
did not follow the rules.
Sorry.
Directions, sir.
I know.
Let me explain. So I was doing this by reading emails backwards, because I wasn't here at the last meeting.
Well, that's why you didn't hear my
And-
directions when I said do the form.
Right. And I never saw the email from Michelle that said, can you please fill out this Google form? So instead, what I did,
Is you did the thing.
I did it the way you see. I made the charts, rating them kind
Yep.
of.
Yeah, this is, yeah.
It's impressive. So
Yeah.
what we'll do is we'll
So I
talk about
apologize
each
for
one.
that.
You'll add in your thing. We've done this all independently.
Yeah.
So we have not been influenced by each other's thoughts and actions, which I think is a really important step. But we'll discuss. Yes, we're responsible for evaluating the superintendent and saying, and giving constructive feedback, and keep in mind, the superintendent is also right in front of us. So let's be kind. Alrighty, so goal number 1 was actively engaged in the new superintendent induction program. 75% of us, 3 of us said met, 1 said exceeded, and where were you on that one, Dave?
So that would be, if you look at goal 1, so see, I did it the different way, right? I used the four standard measures, right?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so I would almost, so actually, there's a couple of ways to look at this. We could just look at mine as it
Maybe
stands.
if you were doing it backwards, we should have a mirror. And then
Well,
we could see it forward.
No, the issue is, right, like, the way that the Google Doc built it, right, the way this thing we're looking at built it, was sort of a high-level evaluation of the goals, and then a
Well, it
separate,
does, yeah, it does the goals, and then it does the
it
individual
separately
indicators.
does all the stuff I do.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you didn't do the individual indicators.
So, yeah, I did all the individual indicators, so I never really answered the question
Oh, the whole thing.
of the,
Oh,
of the
no.
goal,
So
right?
because you gave so many on exemplary and exemplary plus, is
Yeah.
it reasonable to say you would have rated exemplary on that?
On this one,
Exceeded.
yes. That's where I would have come out.
Okay. Or exceeded. So you
Exceeded,
did-
right?
Sorry, I would have said, yeah, exceeded.
Okay, so we're at 75,
Takes it to 80-20.
80-20. So by that math, I think the MET would be the most appropriate rating? Does that make
Well,
sense?
no, wait, you said, did you say that you would have come met or exceeded? I thought you
Oh,
said
no,
exceeded.
I would have said exceeded, so now it becomes
So it would be 60-40.
60-40,
Okay.
right.
Breaking my rule about doing arithmetic.
You
But
in
you
public.
didn't do it
I'm not-
correctly.
I didn't even try. So 60-40, what should the committee then determine?
It's met, I mean,
Met?
it's 60, right?
Can we go Met plus?
Yeah,
we could do a Met plus.
We're gonna do with a Met
Is there
plus?
such a thing?
We're making it up.
Then Ms.
No.
Pam is like, stop her.
I think that's fine.
We're gonna go with Met. So thank you. We're gonna go with Met because that's the majority.
Okay.
On goal number 2, prioritize and support the, and to be clear, meeting this really ambitious goal is
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Are we doing any commentary on these or no?
Sure,
Do
would you
wanna-
have, if you have a commentary you'd like to make about goal 1, you can, yes.
Yeah, I would just like to say, from my observation, both in terms of Superintendent Lathrop, describing what you're doing as well as seeing the results of your continuously striving to build and improve your skills, your area of knowledge, and expanding into finding what the district needs and doing it has been amazing and very collaborative in what you're bringing to the table and continuing to grow and find those areas. So I just, that is certainly, I mean, that's what we need and you're bringing it. Thank you.
Goal number 2.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Chair.
Oh.
Just the comments I had on that are kind of, aren't specific, well, they are somewhat specific to the standards,
Mm-hmm.
but they're already here. We're not gonna read everything out loud, right?
if you
It's
have-
just if anything
No,
to
there's-
add, this would be just to add anything.
Yep, all the written stuff gets automatically included.
Okay.
Goal number 2, I'll prioritize and support the district-wide implementation and effective use of HQIM across all grade levels. We all rated that as met.
And I would agree with that,
Yep.
so.
Again, that is a ambitious goal to have met.
Yeah, I'll say, and I kind of made this as a comment, this is not like a goal that's never ending, too.
Yeah.
So we've made huge progress.
Yes.
Making it met for the year, but it's like this never-ending, continuing process, and it's been fun to watch the transitions happen.
And the knowledge and the power of the team that you're building and what your team is bringing to the table under your leadership in these areas.
So we all agreed on that one.
Yep.
Goal 3, collaboration with school finance director, ensure regular and consistent reporting to the school committee on the fiscal year 26 budget, lead the district in while leading strategic planning for 27. We are.
Dave's our icebreaker.
Dave's-
He's
I'm
our,
the
he's our,
tiebreaker.
he's our
So
tiebreaker on this
I was
one.
really happy here with this one, so I thought this was absolutely exceeded, so.
So we're gonna go with an
64.
exceeded. We're going with exceeded.
So that turns it from 2-2 to 3-2, so 64, becomes 64.
Yep. And my evidence on that one is, it's not just about the not just like showing us the stuff, but like we are, going back to what I said earlier, like us being able to prepay things for next year after the past few years is astounding to me. That takes hard, really focused work, and you certainly have exceeded all the expectations there for me. So
Can I add something, Sue?
Yeah.
I mentioned it here, but it's worth saying it out loud. The fact that you and Kristen took the course in finance went a long way with me, because that shows that you want to get in there and really understand what's going on and not just depend on others. So that was a big thing for me.
Do you all know that Kristen has engaged in an MBA for finance? She's
No.
currently getting an MBA in finance.
Because she doesn't have enough going on?
I know,
Wow.
right?
Yeah. She loved it so much that she's pursuing
She got excited.
another degree.
Wow.
No, but I think it's important as a I just got to say this. I think it's
Thank
really
you.
important when this chief executive, right, recognizes this is not an area of strength for me, but it's so important. I got to be, more educated about it. That's to me terrific.
Thank you.
she's a little insane.
She is.
And I love her commitment to lifelong learning at this point. Like, no need really to go get another master's, but why not?
She's intrigued. She really has come to love the financial world.
Goal number 4, partner with TLA to guide the development of a 5-year strategic plan for North Andover Public Schools. Define guiding principles, establish initiatives, and map a trajectory of progress, garner and data to support the district community in accomplishing its mission, core values, and vision. I think we're in the significant progress area. Dave?
Yeah, so this one was a little harder for me because when I just read the goal 4 as it's printed there, I feel like that's met.
That I would agree with that.
You know what I
She
mean?
partnered with them. We have
Yeah.
the mission. We have the vision.
Right.
Those were all completed.
So I struggle, and it's reflected in what I wrote here, right?
Mhm.
Like there are things about that I think still need work, right? But did superintendent meet the goal as printed here? Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. So I would, if I were filling out that Google Doc now, I would say met on that one.
So I'm torn. I'll be honest, I put significant progress because I guess in my mind, I was thinking we would have more of a finished project now with more timelines and more specific objectives.
And that's where I sat as well.
Yeah.
Like, I truly believe, like, I'm a hard grader, but the significant progress on this one is, I truly believe there is significant progress. And given where we were at and where we need to go, I think that significant progress, it truly means that. But I think that there's still a lot more to do to put the meat on we got the bones, now we gotta put the meat on the bones. So that
Well, I
that
voted
was
that,
where,
sorry, I voted that way too, but I didn't mean it as a criticism.
No, yeah,
I
no,
don't think you
it's
intended
timing.
to finish it by
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
I don't take it as a criticism at all. I think significant progress is an excellent mark on a goal, working towards something.
Yeah.
I would say that to my leaders. I would say that to educators when we go down. I don't want you to. I take no. I think significant progress is a very fair and great in any way, right? So I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
I don't want you to feel bad.
The-
It's weird. I'm sitting here, right?
No, it's weird because like when you look at this and you look at things like, oh, it's a 5-point scale and you're getting a 3, you're like in the middle, but like it's not they're not even delineations between each group, right? Like it's a different way to do grading. And significant progress is not a bad thing.
yeah, this is the big one.
All right, so I think we're on the significant progress on that one. And goal number,
Overall.
That's it. Overall rating.
overall rating, when you combine all those for progress on the goals, it comes out as a met, because we had 2 mets, an exceeded, and a significant progress, so I think that's
Average it out.
average it out to a met all the goals. Okay. Any comments?
Thank you for all your work.
Yeah.
Well, we have individual indicators next.
Yeah, and I put it in here too, like, you put lofty goals in there. They were big. And the progress and what you've done is astonishing, so kudos to you.
Alrighty. On the indicators, first one was on instructional leadership. Specifically thinking about indicators 1A, B, C, D, and E. We have, so we have individual things, but we just have to do an overall, like we can look at all the individual, but the overall one is the one that I think particularly is the one that really matters. And we have that in the green with an exemplary.
I'm sorry, where
That's the
are
next
you?
page,
Page 7?
page 7.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's confusing. So we did an individual, something
Yeah.
for an individual on all the indicators,
Yeah.
but then it's really the
Okay.
overall rating that,
And that's where Dave had
Yeah.
to was.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I will say, I didn't write the individual comments, but I think, I've learned, and for my, like, this is the work, instructional leadership is the work that I try to do each day, and I've learned a lot about how to be a better instructional leader so much this year. So when I think about exemplary, the being able to model it for others is the key difference between being proficient and like being able to do that for others, and that's where I rest my evidence on, is that just your ability to guide your team and have them implement and do all this stuff is I was gonna say absurd, but that's not the right word. No.
Bodacious.
Bodacious.
Oh
Ooh.
my.
Is great. So thank you for that. Any other comments?
Do you want me to try to figure out what my?
You're gonna figure it out afterwards.
Okay. I think that's good, because I can't do it in real time, it's 'cause I have to go across all of these,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
For meeting management and operations, we have right now a 3-1 exemplary to 1 proficient. Overall, I think that puts us, regardless of what you say, Mr. Brown, in the exemplary area. No,
Which page
No.
are you on?
I'm not, I don't know
On
where.
page 9.
Page 9.
I'm having
What
an
happened?
issue.
I messed up
We
there.
skipped page 8.
You gotta
What
flip 'em-
happened? It's
You gotta
family
flip 'em
commu-
this way.
Well,
You
8
gotta
is
flip
like
'em
the
this way.
individual, the 9 is,
Even though that's
Yeah.
it's
Oh.
skipped.
It went management and operations and then went to
Oh, you're
family,
right.
community and engagement.
Oh, you're right.
oh, heavens.
We have 2 family community engagement. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
I think because they're the same.
Oh, no, this is standard 2, this is standard 3.
Yeah, I think the first one on page 9 is just a mistitle. I think that is standard 2. We'll have that fixed. Because the commentary underneath matches it correctly.
Oh, you're right.
So that's standard 2.
Yep.
Oh, management and that's management and operations.
Yep.
Number 9,
Yes.
the table
Yes.
is yes.
So
So
on
I-
management and operations, it's confusing because it's virtually the same on both
Yeah,
of them.
yeah, yeah.
But the commentary down below is correct. So on management and operations, in E, any comments? Okay.
Just- Superintendent Lathrop continues to focus on this area and looking at these types of things from, what I see is, you look at a broad perspective of around, not only the educational community, but the community at large. And I believe I see evidence of you truly getting that holistic view as you make decisions on all of these items and getting input. So I think that comes out in all those operational decisions that you make.
I have one it's in my notes here, but like I didn't see evidence. I think it's other than anecdotal throughout, little pieces in meeting here, a meeting there about HR specifically. Like when I looked at all your evidence that you provided to us. Remember, I'm looking at this from the lens of trying to look at each standard within each goal, and I couldn't see anything about HR in there when I looked through all your material. Doesn't mean you didn't do it. I just don't see it.
I have a comment, I think, same as yours. I thought a year ago we agreed that it's just not realistic to expect us to judge on every one of these standards, and that we would have to spend way too much time looking over your shoulder, Pam. That, we don't, this is not a criticism, we don't, we don't go on walkthroughs all the time, so we don't see stuff. Then we get asked questions about how this stuff works when, I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong, I'm just saying we're asked to give a level of detail that I just don't think we can have. Not that you're withholding, it's just not practical to
Mr.
have us
Moskovich,
have
I
it.
would say for me on this one,
Well, I meant it, I'm sorry, but I meant it generally, that there are
Yes,
times when the
absolutely.
questions are more specific than we can reasonably
Right.
answer.
I think though for me on this one, when you focus in on like not necessarily the recruitment and the hiring, but the development and career growth, I feel like the professional development practices and the systems that the superintendent or team has built in terms of helping to support teachers' continuous growth is really, really important and is part of this one. Because HR isn't just about like hiring the people and recruiting, it's about making sure that the people stay and they get better at their job. And I feel like those systems we've seen a lot of evidence of that.
I guess what I'm saying is that maybe next time we can reduce the number of
Yep.
these very specific ones.
Absolutely.
And then make sure that the ones we have, there's,
Absolutely.
right, a way of
ways
us
we
being
can
able to evaluate.
Mhm.
Right. Like I couldn't answer that question.
That's
I
fine.
didn't have a way to do it. That was my point.
So interesting enough, I look at the recruiting and hiring and I thought about the principal search committee I was on.
Yeah.
And what you did there. I think about the team, I thought about the team's evidence that Superintendent Lathrop has brought to the table as the evidence of the strength in recruiting and identifying the right resources and skills that are needed. So it's definitely a little more abstract and not having a report of here's the recruitment, but for me, it's seeing the evidence of the policies and procedures that are evident and put in place by the strengths of the teams that show up in this room and the impact that we see. So for me, that's where I looked at the recruiting
I like how
and
you
HR
framed that.
components.
Thank
So
you.
it's definitely a different lens than my day job, but
Standard 3, family and community engagement. The overall rating is 3 exemplary and 1 proficient. Mr. Brown, again, regardless of what you say, it's going to end up exemplary.
So in other words, you don't care what I think.
I do, but to be blunt.
Yeah, so on this one was 3C. Oh, it's 3, all of 3.
Overall.
Yeah, all of 3.
Yep.
Yeah, so I had a few proficients in there, but well, it's probably useful if I go back and do.
Yeah, you're going to do that
Would it be
for us.
useful if I go back and do the
form.
way everybody else did it, so
Yes.
you get that?
That is
We're
one of
all
my
in
interests.
favor of you going back and doing it again.
So I'll do it. But I mean, just looking at it quickly, I landed, 80% of my ratings were on the exemplary. So.
And then for the last one, the standard 4 indicators.
I'm sorry, just before we go to standard 4, on standard 3, I would have a hard time overstating how the evidence of how invested Superintendent Lathrop is in our community. I don't, and I know I see many of you were parents and then with their kids at various school activities. I can't think of one I've gone to that Superintendent Lathrop, you haven't been there. And most of them, you're there and I'm certainly not, right? And we know it, and that's leadership. And that's what we're seeing. That's outside of sitting in, the constant work that you're doing for the community. And I will have to say,
I really appreciated the nod to the running of the 5K.
we were in the Boston Common running a 5K in 45-degree rainy weather last weekend, right? Because
You should do that.
Superintendent Lathrop has a team that pulled in and organized an Girls on the Run, having these girls from throughout our district running and training and building the confidence to run a 5K in a rainy storm. When the power went out in town, we were running on the Boston Common, right? And Superintendent Lathrop was there running with these students, running with her leadership team, pushing through. And that level of community involvement, that's just one silly, not silly, but one tiring example, but that's what everyone sees.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
I'd like to add to that, because revamping the social media page and all of the AI posts, the community loves those. Setting up office hours, setting up time for staff to come and talk to you while you're there, being, going to them and being there and being visible and available. We're often on some of the emails you get, and you are so quick to respond with thoughtful responses to community members, every single one of them, every time they reach out, and it's very impressive.
Thank you.
That was where you got my
Check plus? Okay.
So I don't see a combined rating chart for standard 4. So we might have to do that right now together.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I don't see it either.
That one's a bit.
So it's pretty even.
If we look at page 12, right? That's what
Yeah.
there's 10 E's, 8 P's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So.
Plus whatever
Exactly.
Mr. Brown did on his.
He didn't do it right, so we're not counting.
The risk of getting Ed upset when they do math in public. So, I'm looking at all my 4s here. So I got, make a little chart, 1, 2, 1. 2.
Yeah, it is.
It's the same one.
Yeah.
So for me, I had it all on the top. I had 7 out of 8
Okay.
in the green.
Exemplary.
Exemplary. Exemplary. I had 7 out of 8.
Okay,
So that's green.
So just to recap, so that's an E on the last one. For goal 1, we had a met. Goal 2, we had a met. Goal 3, we have exceeded. And goal 4, we have significant progress. And overall ratings on standard one was in teaching and learning was exceeded. On standard 2 was exceeded. On standard 3 was exceeded. And standard 4, exemplary. And standard 4 is exemplary. So then we have to make a final, like, overall rating.
Is it going to be exceeded or exemplary?
Exemplary. It's exemplary. And that just aligns with, it's a good question, actually. I know it's very comical, but it just to align with the rubric and the teacher language and all that. So I think my reading is that overall rating would be exemplary.
I agree with that.
I agree.
Any final comments?
Thank you, Superintendent Lathrop, and thank you for continuing to strive and to develop yourself and your team to be what the school district needs.
Thank
and
you.
to continue it for our children. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate
As a
it.
mom and who has my daughter in the school, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I know, right?
Yeah.
It's awkward. It's awkward.
Yeah,
moments.
yeah.
I just, thank you. I love this job. I know some of you might not have thought I'd say that at some point, but I do love this job. I love this community. It's my community. I got my roots here, and I feel very honored to have this job, and I look forward to the work that we do moving forward. It's an amazing group of people, and an exceptional leadership team, central office team, staff from teachers to therapists to teaching assistants, custodians, cafeteria, everyone. People really care about this community. And I appreciate this lovely evaluation, but I'm also very self-reflective, and I want to continue to grow. I know that I'm still young in my career, not in my age, in this piece of my career, and I believe that growth, we all have something to do and ways to get better, and I just hope that I can do that for this community.
And I hope that our comments here are useful for you.
They're great.
Yeah.
I really appreciate them. It takes a lot. I mean, having a person that writes evaluations as well. I know you all took a lot of time, and I hope the community sees that. And I really appreciate your comments.
So as a chair, I'm gonna make this motion. I move that we rate the superintendent, give the superintendent on her yearly evaluation an overall rating of exemplary, with goal 1 a met, a goal 2 a met, a goal 3 exceed, and a goal 4 a significant progress, and then in all 4 of the indicators an exemplary.
I will second that.
Thank you. In terms of discussion, I'd just like to say thank you, Mrs. Superintendent Lathrop. You stumbled into this job 2 years, how long ago? 2 years?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Yeah.
Seems like
407
Back to Abraham Lincoln.
It's been
Yeah.
Well, she didn't stumble into it, we pushed.
we thrust you into this job, and in the capacity as acting to then become interim, and I think we caught a lot of flack when we decided to forego a more extensive search, because we had a hunch, I think rightly so, that we had stumbled upon our own unicorn here, and you have certainly risen to the challenge and exceeded, I think, all of the expectations that anyone could have had. I don't even think your leadership in this role is just phenomenal, and I think one of the things that we were struggling with when we started was that the community didn't have trust in the system, and trust is built through competence, and seeing competence, and seeing that seeing things done well and seeing things done right over and over and over again. And you've worked really hard to restore that trust in our community. And I think the best piece of evidence was the 710 people who said yes to a new Kittredge school, and the very few that said no, and the overwhelming support we had for the budget this year is that, and the very few people who even questioned that, that they just heard the things that you said we should do, and they're like, yeah, that seems right. So I thank you for restoring trust in our system, because it's really, really important for us to going forward, that when we send our kids to school each day to spend what seems like more of their waking hours with all of you than with us, that that's time well spent. So thank you for rebuilding a system that our kids can exist in and do well. I deeply, deeply appreciate that as a parent of two of those little kiddos. So any other comments?
I just want to also add my thanks, and that it's awesome that there no email goes unanswered and no text from me or any of us goes unanswered, and I think that goes a long way too. So that's appreciated. It's a 24/7 job, right? And
It can be sometimes.
not easy.
Have a good team.
Yeah, I think Joe said it beautifully, like all wrapped up of all the things. We couldn't have more pride in North Andover School District, and it's because of you.
Thank you.
So
My.
without any more comments, Mr. Moskovich.
Is there a motion on the?
There was. I made the motion earlier.
Oh, of
Yes,
course
you did.
Okay, sorry.
Seconded by Alyssa.
Seconded
I got
by-
it written right?
Yes,
Ah, there you
yes, okay, I vote yes.
Thank you, Mrs. Sams.
Yes.
Mr. Brown.
Yes.
Mrs. Cormier.
Yes.
The chair votes yes. And I will, I hope Michelle got all that, otherwise I'll take a picture and
She does a good job.
she does.
Yeah, I've got it written down too.
I'll text her my handmade chart there. Committee reorganization. I'm 5 minutes ahead. This is spectacular. I'm gonna get us out early even on my last meeting.
Mr. Chair, at the end of a meeting, there's usually we get to talk about something we did. Now, is that gonna be after that, or in
Yeah.
this particular case, do we do those and then have the reorganization?
No, we'll do that after, and the new chair can facilitate that. So before I go into this, this is my last job. Well, I am no longer chair of this committee. We are now soon we'll be new chaired. I do this next part because I am the senior member of the committee, not senior in age, Mr. Moskovich.
The longest serving.
Longest serving. Am I the junior junior member by age?
Probably.
Oh, you might be.
Yeah.
We're not having an age talk.
You might have me beat. And we'll get into that in a second, but thank you to the committee for putting up with me and entrusting me with this job last year, at this time last year. I hope I have served you well and helped us rebuild trust with the community and been more transparent and continuing on our goals. I know we all want the same things, better schools for our kiddos, and also financially stable, and we're moving towards better buildings too. And I think we've made some great steps in that, and I think that's going to help us continue our path forward for next year, and realizing that goal. So thank you for your time, for entrusting me. Thank you in a different way to Superintendent Lathrop. I jokingly said to you the other day that I'm going to have to take you off my favorites list because, like, I'm no longer like, I'll have to look you up because I shouldn't be as easy for me to contact you, but you'll stay there. As in, like, it's weird because, like, I'm probably one of the few people that I'm on I can't ignore that call right now. And you can now ignore my calls and just put me in the line with everybody else. But I've greatly appreciated working alongside you this year to craft the agendas and to help this district move forward. I think we've had a really great partnership, and I will miss our weekly and bi-weekly talks and meetings. I've learned a lot from you about what it means to be a leader, and to listen and to push and to stand firm and to compromise, and to have all the struggles and all the emotions and then make a well-reasoned judgment based on all the information that you get. So thank you for teaching me so much about how to be a better leader. I don't know if I'm strong yet, but I'm getting better at it.
I would say the same thing. I appreciate it. Mr. Hicks often would say to me, I'm going to give you some feedback or some advice. You don't have to follow it, but I'd like to share this with you, and I really appreciate that approach.
So thank you. So the process is this. We're going to take nominations for the chairperson. Will be made from the floor. once a nomination is made, it has to get seconded, and then we'll vote. And then once the chair has been determined, they'll then go on to preside over the selection of the vice chair and the clerk. So with that, I'm going to open up the nominating, and I would like to actually nominate Mrs. Sams to be chair.
Do we want additional nominations? What's the? I would like to nominate Dave Brown to be the chair.
Interesting. All right. We can have multiple nominations. We need seconds.
Oh, guess I'll second Mr. Brown.
You can self-second if you'd like.
I'll second.
So now we will vote. Discussion? Not a yay or a nay, but the name of the person you'd like to vote for. Mr. Moskovich?
Mr. Brown.
Mrs. Sams?
Mrs. Sam.
Sorry, didn't mean to misgender you.
She said Mrs.
Yeah, she was just correcting you. She was, yeah.
Mr. Brown?
Mr. Brown?
Mrs. Cormier?
Mr. Brown.
And the chair is voting for Mrs. Sams, but Mr. Brown, you win it 3-2. So you're welcome to come on over.
All right.
I'm going to leave the directions here for you
Thank you.
as I vacate my seat.
We get to see your nameplate, but not the chairperson one. Like,
I
yeah,
know.
they're now
So
separate now.
we
It's a
got
good idea.
Yeah.
Like save a printing of a thing.
We got smart.
All
You know, financial.
See, watch the time.
Saving all the pennies.
See?
Okay, so next we have an election of, well, first of all, thank you. I've tried to do my best for everybody. I do want to thank Mr. Hicks, and I intend to continue some of the new things that you brought into place here. Your
I've always been over there. This is weird to me.
your summaries.
Over here, you don't get to look.
Oh.
You don't get to look straight at one. You have to look at an angle.
So anyway, I want to thank you for your service, and I'm going to continue the summaries because I think they're excellent. And I'll try to do my best to keep us on track. So my next step is calling for the election of a vice chairperson and clerk in that order. So nominations for vice chair.
I nominate Ms. Cormier.
And I'll second that one. Any others? No? Okay. So I guess we'll move to a vote. I don't know what order to do, so I'm just going to go this way. So Mr. Moskovich? Mr. Hicks?
Yes.
Ms. Sams?
Yes.
And Ms. Cormier?
Yes.
And I vote yes, so congratulations. Now we need nominations for clerk.
I don't have to move. I get to sit.
What's that?
I don't have to move my seat.
Oh, there you go.
could sit someplace
I
else.
couldn't. Yeah, see, there you go.
We did have
Sit.
a vice chair sit over here for a
Oh,
while.
see, there you go.
I need somebody to be the clerk.
Clerk.
I'll nominate Mr. Hicks. I don't think you've been the clerk yet.
I have, and I
Oh.
declined.
And you what? And
I
you
declined.
decline? Okay, that's fine.
I was the clerk before I was vice chair.
Were you? Oh, was that my first year?
I've definitely been it. You've been it.
Yeah.
I've been there.
You've all been it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll nominate Ms. Sams.
I will.
You declined, and now you're.
I know, right?
Am I allowed to decline?
Wait for.
We just need a second.
Wait.
I just nominated Alyssa.
Will you make me do clerk again?
What do you?
No,
Oh, no, no.
He's
I
back
nominated-
to himself to try and decide if he wants to
Oh,
decline.
you're
He
saying-
can actually decline.
I thought you were trying to
you're-
decline
You're
for her.
reconsidering
No,
your.
he's reconsidering. Well, he's not reconsidering it. He's just discussing the declining.
Declination of
The declining. I don't know. That's why I went back to declining of it.
Okay. Can I undecline? Unless you really want to be clerk.
It doesn't matter to me either way. That's
All right.
Okay.
So then we need a second.
I second Mrs. Sams.
Okay. Just capturing it. My last last duties as clerk here. So second was Joe, right? Okay, and any other nominations? Hearing none, we'll vote. Mr. Moskovich?
Vote for Ms. Sams.
Yes. Mr. Hicks?
Yes.
Ms. Sams?
Yes.
Thank you. And Ms. Cormier?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. So congratulations, you are the clerk.
Wonderful.
I'll give you everything I've got. Okay. All right, so we've had committee reorg. So next is communications part 2, public comment. Hearing none, seeing none. Member comments, which is what you're asking about.
I had the opportunity to visit the ABECC about a week ago. The principal took me on her morning rounds for about 2 hours, and then we talked. And I just wanted to share my general impressions. The first one was every single teacher in the school was smiling. It was really nice, just amazing. These people really love what they're doing, and it just came across. The second one was I had never seen wit and wisdom before. I'd never been in a classroom where it was given. And there are 2 goals. One is it was written to talk about teaching students substance as well as reading. And the other is it's like one of the first examples of our doing high quality instruction materials. And so I think one of the very first classes was either kindergarten or maybe 4-year-olds. And they were talking about, it was just a really nice example of how they're actually learning substance. And they were talking about this week's learning, and then they remembered last week's. So this was, there's a theory about teaching children substance at an early age, and that if you don't do it, they can never really learn to read, and that's one of the reasons. This happened before I came, but I know that's one of the reasons you chose it. And it was just nice to see that it was working. Awesome. And also, you could see that one of the other reasons, again, I don't think I was here when you debated it, but the general idea of these new curriculum materials is to raise expectations for student performance. And you could clearly see that that was going on. You could see the teachers were asking challenging questions. Well, challenging to 5-year-olds. Most of us could do these pretty well. And the kids were responding in a really neat kind of way. You could see they were confident in it. So it was just a really nice experience, and I wanted to share that.
Thank you for sharing that. Really appreciate that.
Okay, any other member comments? Nobody? Okay. So
I think we have done all the things on our list for the year, Mr. Brown. We have been holding the 18th in reserve. I think we don't need the meeting. Well, we don't need a public meeting.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, the only thing we might need executives, because we do have 2 negotiations going on, so we might need just to have an executive session that we could spin up
so
when
we
needed.
should probably hold it for a potential executive session for strategy purposes, as it's allowed, but I don't think we do not need to have a public meeting.
In the event, though, one of those contracts comes to an agreement, we will need a public meeting.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And then we'll just have to spin that up when we get
And
that
we will
far,
post
right?
out for 2 days notice and whatnot.
right, so it's still tentative, essentially.
But executive only. Well,
It's very tentative.
very tentative executive, yeah, and I think it's gonna depend on how negotiations go, like as to
Okay.
when, and I think if we could do an executive virtual for something like that pretty quickly, 'cause I know
I
ours-
mean, we will have to
Ratify, you need a
eventually,
public meeting, yes?
I'm sorry?
Do you need a public meeting if?
if we
It's
eventually
signed,
then
we
have
have
to,
to sign it,
if
yeah.
like,
If we have to
go
vote on it,
fully
yeah.
do
Yeah.
it, we will, but, in terms of like all the regular other business we have, we are done for the year,
Okay.
pending that.
So in terms of reporting out on this, we just say that it's a tentative if needed.
For executive most likely, it
Yeah.
would just be.
Is there a scenario in which there's just an executive?
There could be.
Yeah,
There
there
could
could
be,
be.
right?
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
probably more likely than,
I could say,
There's a slight possibility that we'll have to.
right, it just, because we would have to come to a fully tentative agreement. The union would then have to go and ratify, and we would have to come and talk about it, and just that happening it's a very tight timeline. It could happen, but
Right.
Yeah.
Probably won't, or unlikely. Okay.
So even though we don't have a meeting for the summer, watch our emails, everybody, and you
Yes.
might need to.
Right.
I would love to get things done, but
And so as far as so we do though have a tentative date, right, for a summer meeting, and that was
Yes.
July.
Yeah, well, that's not tentative anymore. Isn't that
July
set?
20th.
July
It's
20th.
July
That's set.
20th, so that's gonna go on
Yeah.
upcoming meetings, right?
Oh,
It's Monday, July 20th, but that is open to the public but not
It's an open meeting.
televised, right?
it's open
Yeah.
meeting. And
But it's not-
we can take action on things at that point too.
Yeah, but it's not typically televised, right?
No,
It's
it
a
won't.
retreat. Okay, and then we have other upcoming meetings as noted here, right, negotiations, do you
And-
wanna?
yeah, and there's one that's not on here, and we can get that added in, we'll make sure it's on the negotiation, or in the collaborative bargaining website. We do have our next, we have 4 scheduled, with the teaching assistants. The next one is June 8th, and then after that, as Ms. Sams talked about, we're not meeting then until August. So August 24th is not on the current agenda, we'll get that on there. Just a
August
typo.
24th, okay, so if that's, I think that's all we got, so entertain a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Second, all right, we'll vote, can't debate that one.
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
Mr. Hicks, sorry, Mr. Moskowitz, yes, Mr. Hicks. Ms. Sams?
Yes.
Ms. Cormier?
Yes.
I vote yes. It passes 5-0, we're adjourned.